I don't hear the music. Hello and welcome to Happy Foot, Sad Foot. I'm Travis Helwig.
I'm Darren Miller.
Welcome to the only thing in my life that brings me joy, LAFC.
My favorite thing.
As you all know, the only thing keeping me going. You know, Darren, the sweet release of death is coming for us all, and I think it's important to remember that on nights like this.
Never lose sight of the fact that will save us all sometime.
No matter how bad it is right now, it'll be worse some other day. You know, LAFC, the deepest team in the league. Deep, of course. Deep, of course, yes. Meaning we have subs to put in.
We have so many players that can be injured or on international duty.
Or we get red cards.
I mean, there's just so many ways we can use that depth that has nothing to do with contributing on the pitch.
Listen, everyone, you know, we all watched a big old fat turd together. And the elephant in the room is that this is the least amount of fun it's been to be an LAFC fan, maybe in the entirety of our team. Because even that really bad year, we scored a bunch of fucking goals. And that was fun to watch. Mm-hmm. Watching us pass around the midfield over and over again, and then fully like create no chance. We had one shot on goal the whole night, is deeply unpleasant. And it's not a fun experience. And I'm there with you, my friends in the comments.
Deeply unpleasant is such a good way. The official slogan of this part of the season for LAFC. LAFC, deeply unpleasant.
Well, don't worry, Darren. We still have another month of this before we get a break.
We are in the shit, my friends. We are in the shit.
Gil Domingo with the only real happy foot of the night. Happy foot, a day closer to the transfer window opening. John Thorrington, fuck, do we need your help? Something is wrong. We need a 9. Not something. Everything's wrong. And everything that people said about how exhausted Champions League will make you is true. And we were fully broken by Leon. And I just want to say, Darren, since we're promoted on the official LAFC channel, the Twitch channel, the YouTube channel, and their Instagram,
there, huh?
We've yet to score a goal at home as a team, and we've yet to win since Happy Foot Sad Foot was promoted by LAFC. So just something for the fan base to keep in mind when they support us, that we're actively stopping the team from being
the problem. Yes. Yep. John Thorrington is in his office right now with just like papers flying everywhere, just being like, oh shit.
He's just picking up multiple phones at once.
This is due tomorrow?
Just rips the fattest line of cocaine. Like, what?
IMing other GMs to be like, can I have a study guide?
There was a period at the beginning of the season where we almost had Aubameyang from Chelsea as a 9. And then they were like, well, we couldn't get him. We don't need any number 9.
Yeah. It was like, that was our one card. It didn't work out. So, but we didn't need it. So.
Yeah. To be fair, we had the quarter season report. We were like, turns out we don't need a striker. Well, we're about at the half season report. Turns out we do need a striker.
Yeah, we had that. We can't take credit for being right at the beginning of the season because we already said we were wrong. So we can't be like, actually, we were right.
You know what's the most painful, I think, to me about this whole thing is like the feeling that we have right now. It really feels like the team has that same feeling. Like they've lost their spirit. They've lost their confidence. There's a real sense of like everyone is struggling to find anything to fucking solve this problem. And you see Vela's clearly in his fucking head. Like how many bad first touches can a guy make? It's just was a brutal game to watch.
I mean, I think it just took one more step for the team to get here to be with us, because there was the game against Atlanta where they were like, no, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna make this happen. And then I think that was just such another demoralizing moment that they were like, okay, we're with you now.
Yeah. I mean, and especially that game against Atlanta felt like, okay, we're back. We got this. We were unlucky. But boy, did we need one of those PKs that my man Carlos missed.
Yeah, that would have been nice, right? Another one tonight would have been nice. I will say Houston, I don't know if it was about the same or more than last, but they played dirty. They really and it worked really well. They got in our heads. Opoku lost it. It worked really well.
We're small. Our team is small. It's easy for us to get tossed around. And Aaron Long is kind of beefy on the back. And
but from just reaching out and grabbing Ordaz like it was
oh yeah,
we're misbehaving. We're like, come
also,
here.
In 15 minutes, Nathan Ordaz was the man of the match. The only one with any fucking heart. Maybe Matty Bogus as well a few times. Mm-hmm. There was a single good play the whole game, and it was the goal that got called back. Vela's beautiful pass to Bogus, and then the chip over. And it would have we needed that, man. We fucking needed that.
Man, well, Joey F is here. I'm losing visuals on you, Joey. Are you still around? Here we go. Let's bring him on. Hey,
Joey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Welcome
I hope
to the
I'm
show.
not close enough. Yeah. Hey, thanks. Always a pleasure, except in these circumstances.
Yeah, it's always.
I've never heard the words "always a pleasure" so despondently in my life. And it's spot on.
It's like what you say in a meeting right before you know you're going to get fired. Like, always a pleasure, boss.
Thanks for everything. I've really appreciated working for you all these years.
I'm a LAFC fan But that being said, my cousin who left early in the game did point out that we do tend to have a mid-season slump. So maybe there's still a little hope. The 32-52 decided not to do any kind of silent protest, although I think maybe we have some bones to pick. Read the Open Cup and the CCL, we plotzed pretty hard.
Yeah.
But I let me say that I was happy to see the North End get really loud a couple of times in the game. And I think there was good energy in the stadium, despite the fact that it was a midweek game. I liked the fact that the team didn't look too desperate. And I like that, Wefs be whack, but at least he called some of their bullshit on the simulation. He eventually got around to carding people. And I don't know. Yeah. Dave Denholm was losing his shit on the radio. I highly recommend simulcasting Dave Denholm.
I got to figure out how to do that. Can you do that on Apple TV? I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
Yeah, on the languages, you can put home radio broadcast.
Oh, cool.
And actually, that's pretty good because it comes. Yeah, it's a pretty bad delay if you're in the stadium. He's 2 minutes behind the game, so I'm always hearing after the fact. But
I love talking shit about refs, but when we can't score, that's not the refs' fault. We can't create chances.
The ref was awful tonight, but it wasn't his fault.
The last time we scored was Bouanga and Leon. But the last time we scored, what was it?
The last time we scored was when
Kansas City?
Happy Foot, Sad Foot was promoted in the Leon watch along. So
yes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, Twitch keeps on telling me that LAFC is going live, so I don't know. I don't think it's true, but yeah.
It was the LAFC esports that was on today. I got that same notification.
Okay.
Look, any happy foots or sad foots, Joey? I have a feeling
Danny has a lot of happy foots and sad foots. Yeah, I don't know. I came unfocused. My ADD is pretty strong, but it's a happy foot is seeing you guys and
likewise.
And I didn't get covered in beer, actually. As much as the beer shower can be pleasant. It's kind of nice to go home and smell, like sweat and not like beer.
Yeah. Well, thanks for always calling in. I'm sorry that this has been a string of depressing ones.
No problem. It's not your fault. And
it might be.
Cool.
It might be our fault.
It might be.
We're discovering slowly.
Things have been bad since
StreamYard.
Yeah,
that's true.
The quality is much better on StreamYards.
The quality of jinxing.
Next time we talk to you, Joey, it'll be after a win. Good to see you.
Yep. Peace.
I have some more sad foots I want to get through quickly, Darren.
Oh, great. Yep.
The one is the field looks like shit. I haven't said, like you said it earlier in the season and I didn't notice it,
They
but the
do it
field
every
looks like
time.
fucking
They
trash. There's
overwater at
sand.
halftime.
No, it was sand. There's something so the side of the field closest to the players is torn up and they filled it with sand. And it is you can see it's sand shooting up into the
Really?
sky, not water. Yeah, I promise you. It's awful, the field.
Because
And
that red card was partially like everyone was tripping and slipping around,
yes.
and like I think part of him he was just trying to stop.
Yeah, let's talk about that red card for a second. Obviously, it's a red. It didn't seem as intentional as
It didn't seem at all.
It didn't seem intentionally. It could have been incredibly dangerous. That's why it was a red. But I don't think he was intending to hurt the other player. I think he was clearly frustrated, slipped, and lost his head. But if he wanted to slam his dick into another player, I think he would be a crazy person. I don't think he meant to smash his dick into the leg of the opposing player, because that's what happened.
Weapon, I'd say.
It's the most painful red cards since Maxime Crepeau was Sordas, or was Opoku smashing his dick into a man's leg. Vela looks dead. That's like, he's in his head. He looks sad. And I think what's really weird is that the team is lacking creativity. Our midfield has nothing. Sanchez can't figure out the puzzle. It just feels like in the last couple games, there's nothing creative going on. And Dolo seems to be like throwing shit at the wall, but people are tired and we're missing guys. Like it's, I don't know, man. It's there aren't easy answers to this. We need fresh legs. We need a number 9. We need better players. We can't be playing 3 15-year-olds every game if we're going to win the MLS Cup.
Yep, it's true. Let's add LAFC Luke here to the stream. Luke, do you have answers?
So here's the thing. I did not watch most of this game because I was still working.
Okay.
So my happy foot is
you're a regular Yoni Lotan.
My happy foot is I'm finally home after a 12-hour day.
Oh shit!
And I didn't have to watch this. My sad foot is I did get to hear Dave Denholm calling it on the radio for most of the second half as I was driving home, and he was not happy. And it just sounded like they didn't have, like you just said, they don't have any creativity, don't have any ideas. And I'm just going to say, I don't think this team has really looked solid ever since that San Jose game, which was their first loss of the season. It was like it broke the spell. They looked tired. And the very next game, we had all the teenagers playing, and like we eked out that like PK advancing against Monterey, but like they have not. I mean, the only win we've had since then was against San Jose on a PK called in extra time in the second half. And otherwise, we've just been gassed. And I don't know what happened. I don't know where things have gone wrong, but like this, I don't recognize these guys, man. They started the season like on fire. It was like magic on the field. And I did get home in time to watch the last 5 minutes. And why would I watch? They just looked so tired, so bored, no ideas, just swing it into the box. And everyone seemed taller than us on Houston.
Yes, we're a very short team.
Yeah.
We're like, so why is that our play? That, like, if you know you're shorter, don't freaking do that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not in a very good mood. It's been a bad day. And to come home to this, I was like, nope, I don't need this.
Luke, you worked a really hard day. You should be proud of yourself that you even watched 5 minutes. I'm sorry that you had to work for 12 hours today.
Oh, well, I'm not asking for any sympathy. I suppose I would
it's
take
still
that
hard.
I don't know what's worse. Like LAFC just stinking it up. I mean, we have scored 1 goal in the last like 8 games or something. I mean, it's just been terrible.
We mentioned it the last post game, but there were a lot of regular season games this year where we were like, it doesn't necessarily matter that we played sort of sloppy. This isn't what we're playing for. And we always looked good in the Champions League. But besides Philly, we had a pretty easy fucking run in the Champions League. And then the minute we had to play a good team, we were demolished. So there's a world in which we've been living in a fantasy for the first half of the season. I'd like to say that we're probably just gassed. And Bawanga will figure it out again. And maybe Vela will get... I don't know, let him go to Hawaii with his beautiful family for a few weeks and get his legs back. But like, what we're watching right now is what we were told at the beginning of the season was going to be the end result of us doing well in the Champions League. And it's the worst case scenario because we got to the finals and then lost. So we're getting all of the negatives and none of the positives.
Right.
And we're basically Seattle last season without winning.
And 2 games a week all the way till mid-July, basically.
And we just don't have the depth. When does the fucking transfer window open? Tomorrow,
July
I hope.
5th. July 5th, the day after.
Not
Just-
soon.
Well, and they better announce new fucking, like, if Don Garber isn't brain dead, he should announce new roster rules so we could pay people to fucking come and come off our bench, because we can't. I love these young guys. That we're not going to win this league with those guys playing. I'm sorry. And we're not going to win with Matty Bogus and Stipe Buke throwing balls into the center, and we don't have a number 9 to tap it in. There's just no one to score anymore.
Well, at this point, I'm just really grateful to all the folks who hung out with us for Pride Weekend, where we got to march in the parade.
It seems
with
so
our
fun.
Trophies, and we had so much fun.
The videos look
Watched
awesome.
that. We had a Pride watch party the night before. We watched that miserable game. We had a great time packing 33 taps. And you know what? We better be winning again by our Pride match on June 24th, because I'm just
Is
planning
that
to
next
have a good
Saturday?
time no matter what. That is a week from this Saturday. We're celebrating Pride at BMO. And look, we got to win that. We're playing Vancouver. If we can't beat Vancouver at home, we might as well just call it a day. So look, I want us to win and rock it out. And we've got a couple more games between now and then. But you know, I'm just trying to focus on the positives here, y'all. Just trying to have a happy Pride Month, okay?
You're bringing the only pride there is on this team right now.
There was
you.
only one flag waved in the 32-52 worthy of any pride right now.
I will say they did bring it the whole match through the. It was a funny. I say that in a sick way. Funny contrast in the last 10 minutes of the game where the North End was still going hard and the team was not. They were just like, I don't know, should I try to volley it? I don't care. And then 3-2-5-2, the chants were going hard. So,
well, look, I
appreciate
needed
that.
to talk with you guys after this, but
Please.
I'm really glad that you keep doing this as hard as I'm sure it is. To like,
Luke, I just
like,
I don't.
It's a little easier with you here.
It's so nice that you say that. This is it's very hard to be like, we got to go on and be funny. But I want to say to you before we go, Jeffrey Steck just pointed out that Vancouver smoked Houston when they played. So happy Pride, Luke. We'll talk to you soon.
Don't you dare. Don't Jeffrey Steck, you take that back.
Jeffrey Steck is officially on notice.
Yeah, Jeffrey Steck, not an ally for that.
That's right. Dude, if I see you at BMO Stadium, we're going to have words.
That feels uncomfortable.
Anyone who disagrees with Luke this month, not an ally. Luke, thanks for always calling it.
Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
We love you.
We'll
talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, let's get. We've been neglecting some comments. Let's go through some.
Yes.
Look, we're in this together, everybody. We knew there'd be a skid.
This is a safe space for everyone, even Jeffrey Steck.
To be negative. We want people to be negative. Like, again, Lawman in a trash can brings it just like last week with 15 crying emojis and then fuck with the letter K over and over again.
Lawman trash can is our show's 3252.
He's always bringing it with the crying emoji.
This kid goes hard.
Also, Lawman in a trash can. Great name. Let's see what else we got. Noosh says, here are my sweaty, gross, moldy ass feet. Opoku and his spooky red card. Spooky?
Spooky.
Spooky? I don't know if it was spooky. That red card was pretty spooky. I mean, it definitely hurt. Again, I guess not as bad as Maxime's hurt, but I bet it hurt pretty bad, that red card.
Yeah.
Dwayne just being thrown around like a used chew toy. Same with Ordaz. They were just fucking tossing him.
Yeah.
Chiellini not knowing how to pass. I refuse to ever say anything negative about Chiellini, but he did run the slowest I've ever seen a man run when there was a fast break. And Velen and Hollingshead being slower than a slug. Yeah, I mean, our older players were looking old there after all this play. What were you going to say, Darren?
I have two waits for you. Ordaz was being thrown around like a rag doll, but at a certain point you could tell it was on purpose. He was drawing fouls very effectively.
Twice at the end of the game.
I thought he did really well with that. He was making some really smart choices there. And Hollingshead, obviously not in a good place right now. He booked it back on a breakaway that they had and basically saved a goal.
That was the Chiellini one, the one that Chiellini couldn't get back for.
Yep. And it's but concrete steps like that brings you back when you're in a slump. And I think that was huge.
Pretty harsh on Hollingshead lately. I thought he had actually a decent game, but it's just clear that they were rough. Yeah, I mean,
he also got wide open on a set piece at one point that nobody found him, and it got me really frustrated.
That's something that I think we haven't discussed enough. I mean, we're not tactics people on this podcast. Anyone who ever listened to this show knows we don't know, but like we haven't. We're
basically just the screams.
We're the comment section as people.
Yeah, we're the comment section.
But last season we were deadly off of corner kicks and off of set pieces. This season we're not, and I have a feeling it has to do with not having Real Salt Lake's superstar Chicho Arango, who could, when the ball was bouncing around, find a way to tap it in. And there were 2 or 3 times this game where the ball was bouncing around in the box. There's 15 fucking Houston players and 4 of our players, and none of us can find. At sometimes it looked like we weren't even looking for the goal. We were trying to find the pass so someone else could fucking take it. And we just need someone who's like, Bouanga's always looking towards goal. Stipe, now that he plays more patiently, isn't always looking towards goal. And now's when we need him to just fucking go head over heels towards the net. He's been fine. He's been less bad than he was in the past. But
I hope everybody. Show. I feel like we discouraged him too much. If he does,
I mean, if anyone on the team is listening, fucking. We believe in you. Okay.
We love you.
We believe in you. We
hate you out of love.
Get out of your fucking head and just do I don't know. We're both anxious people. We know what it feels like to be super in your head. And it's so clear. You can see it on fucking Dolo's face. Anytime they show a close up on Dolo, his eyes are glassed over. He looks like freaked the fuck out. Like, trust yourself. They're not trusting themselves anymore.
Gotta take the Houston keeper's offer up for Coke and just go for it.
I don't know if I ever seen a man more that I know would look at me at a bar and offer me cocaine. Me specifically, he would go, I know that guy wants it. I'm going to offer it to that guy.
Every move he made on the pitch was like, is he trying to save the ball or offer that guy Coke? Is that a goal kick being played or an offer for Coke?
Heather says, dude, we need help. This is horrible. Yeah.
Well put. Sure. Yep. And correct.
Let's go through some more comments.
Yes. I
David
see Mario
Day
waiting to come on the show too. We're going to bring on Mario in just a minute. Thank you for being patient.
David Day reminds everyone a thumbs up. Oh, and subscribe. We never tell people to subscribe. And we want to get subscribers. That's what you're supposed to do. We're content creators. We're artists, and we need subscribers.
We're so savvy. Look how savvy we're being. Smash the like button.
Heather again says, "Who saw Long do a header? I straight up cringed." And Kelly follows up with, "Cringed. I saw that too." And I was like, "The Humpty Dumpty motherfucker!"
Oh my god.
Oof.
Oh my god. I would have expected the ball to just become his head and his head to just disappear, and it just like stuck on his neck.
Okay.
I'll turn that into a claymation thing.
Stephen Acosta says Steve Cherundolo out ? No. Anyone fucking saying that's stupid. And you don't know, like, we're so lucky to have Steve Cherundolo. Yes, he's in a bit of a flustered place right now. He's trying to figure out how to work with this roster, and we just have to pray that fucking John Thorrington figures it out. But I would never in a million years want to deal with Bob Bradley up in fucking Toronto again. Jesus Christ, Cherundolo has been a breath of fresh air since we got him. And just because we lost 3 games or whatever, or haven't scored in 3 games, that's normal. We're just used to the best. So anyone saying Dolo out is fucking stupid. I'm sorry that I'm getting angry, but there's problems. That's not it, man. Also, thank you for being here and commenting. Thank you for listening and commenting.
Hey man, thanks for stopping by.
Call in whenever you want.
It's people like you that make this show possible. We're gonna bring on Mario.
I'm sorry for I didn't mean to get angry at you. I saw a few comments earlier that were mean to Dolo, and it's like, we have real fucking problems, man. I'm sorry, it's not the commenter's fault. He used a ? Mario, how are you?
Yeah, Mario, welcome back to the show.
I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. So no Dolo out. That's not a thing at all. Come on. This is way too early, too short of a slump to be Dolo out. So that's not a thing.
Yeah. Maybe if this lasts 2 more months, we can talk about it.
Yeah. The guys are just gassed, man. Being at the game, they were outrun. I was talking to a couple people in my section that
section, Mario. Our section, yes. That there was little glimpses of, Leon outbeat us and outran us, out everything us. Today, it was just more the pace. Like, we couldn't keep up at all. And they're just gassed. And part of me kind of agrees with, like, someone a while back said, let's just throw Leagues Cup and get that month break. To like let and then we can make a serious run towards the cup, right? With the guys right now, I don't think we have it to get into another tournament, and we just need to focus on getting some real rest, not these short blips. And we're playing this game with a bunch of LAFC 2 players, and Bwanga's not there. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, wait, but he's not resting. He's on a plane across the country. Yeah. Did you just get in a car accident, Mario? What was that noise?
No. No, but you're just on the cup holder, so yeah.
I see. But that's not a real rest. Mario, what's rule number 1 on this podcast? You don't call in while driving.
I'm not admitting to it, though.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't show video, it's okay.
Yeah, there's no video evidence.
Shut up, man.
This isn't about safety; it's about liability.
You just blew it. Now, when Mario dies, his whole family is going to use that clip to show that we are liable.
That's true. We blew
everyone
it.
in the chat, be cool. We're going to delete that section from
no
the video.
Snitching. It's a recurring segment now.
I want to apologize to the Houston podcasters. Since I started a feud with you, we've been terrible.
Oh my god!
You couldn't hurt me more than I
every
feel.
Single Houston podcast.
Yeah, any podcast that takes place. Honestly, anyone who lives in Houston, I dislike. Fuck the Astros. Joseph Angel Field says Darren loves cops and litigation. Agree.
Oh my god! Stop this! Stop this!
Darren being a back the blue guy is my favorite running joke.
Like, it didn't even come out of anything. I didn't give you anything to work off of to make that a bit. I'm so angry right now.
All right, guys.
Great to talk to you, Mario.
I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'm just gonna, walk safely where I'm walking, because I'm
definitely walk
not
safely,
driving.
Mario.
Thank you for walking.
Thanks for walking.
Man,
that was a loud walk.
I saw a funny comment
like
back.
A car.
Yeah, that guy's walk is really engine-y.
Yeah, That must be walking on a Segway.
The Segways are quieter than that.
He's liming home.
Let's see. Richard Cueva, I hope I'm saying Cueva correctly. I'm sorry if I'm not. I don't always like I don't like that they always look for a pass. Just shoot the ball at this point. It's all mental. Yeah, we disagreed at the beginning of the season, but we were scoring goals. Now it's obvious that they're trying to be perfect, and we need the sloppiest, grossest goals possible. I want slurp, muddy little goal.
The goal, like the Dynamo's goal tonight, it was a trash pickup.
Yeah,
it was just dumped it in. That's what we need. We need hockey goals.
And you know who I don't need to say it. We all know who scores hockey goals. Who was it to blame for tonight's goal, Darren? Did you see Carlos Vela, for some inexplicable fucking reason on that set piece, falls over as if we're in the other box and we might get a PK. His man gets the ball, gets the shot that forces McCarthy to make a save, or at least taps it to the guy who gets the shot. And then we're a man down off a fucking set piece. Like, people saw what we said about Vela. All the respect in the world to the man.
We're too scared to say it again. It was hard enough to say the first time.
Well, because he's given us so much. It's like being mean at your parents, or being mad at your parents. It's like you're done, man. I'm sorry. Or
it's like talking shit about your parents.
Yeah.
It's like talking shit to someone else about your parents.
And you're in all the people in the comment sections are your siblings, and you never know who might really love your parents still. You never know who might be really mean.
Oh yeah, well she's mom, of course. Yeah.
Let's look.
Happy Foot. Travis pronounced Richard's name right.
There's no bigger insecurity than me trying to pronounce names correctly on this podcast. And the one I get wrong is Wefawee. I can't say the Wefawee did a good job.
The Wefby whack.
Oh, I don't know, man.
You know what? I will say, hold on. Go ahead. Please.
I just want to say this comment, Omar coming in hot for Cristostomo. Sorry, but in my opinion, Cristostomo needs to go ASAP, taking a valuable roster spot. Sure. I don't know, man. Maybe we got to get rid of Cristostomo. That's not where my anger is.
Is that sincere or is that a bit? It's a great bit.
There's so many things to be angry at. I don't know if it's Cristostomo. I mean, Tillman's hurt. Is Acosta back? Why isn't Acosta playing? I don't know. Our midfield looks everything looks like shit. I interrupted you, Darren. I always do that. I'm sorry.
No, I did too. We do that. That's the show. You were commenting on the comment that was actually showing, so that made sense. What I was going to comment is something similar to this. Lunch special Geo. I want to know more about that name. He says Vela is not a waste. Didn't you see how many amazing passes he made tonight? How many assists he had tonight in the last few games? All the goals he scored. Sarcasm.
Darren did not read to the end of the comment.
No, I did. It was the part of it. The passing part, I will stand by. He is still passing well, and frankly, better than most people on the team still.
That pass to Bogusz was great.
But the broader point here is that the passes don't matter if they don't lead to anything.
Yeah.
So
Richard Cueva once again points out that it's Mao's fault, a man who called into the show last week and we blamed for the loss.
For those of you who missed last week's post-game show, a viewer named Mao called into the show. He was in Houston, went to the game. I think it was his first. Was it his first game? What was why was he the reason?
It was because he had gone to other Texas games before and we had lost, which is why
we lost all of them.
Yeah, that's he lived in San Antonio, which is a good place in Texas. I also want to say we're playing Kansas City on Saturday. Kansas City, we tied and I think almost lost to, right? Or what was the? Did they? I remember Kevin. I always mispronounce his name, Kevincho. He was saying he would be ecstatic for a tie. At this point, I would be ecstatic for a tie against Kansas
This has been a
City.
great. That'll be another turning point to look at, because if you look at that episode of ours, it was us basically gloating like assholes.
Yeah.
And him being like, yeah, I'll take whatever the fuck I can get out of this game. And then look at both of these teams since that game.
Yeah.
We've done nothing but choke, and KC looks good.
Yeah. And after KC, we have a Seattle team that is cruising, that is playing very good. So in the next 7 days, we have 2 more games, and Denny Bouanga has to come on another plane from Turkey back to help us do something. But God, do we need to pick up some new players, because we don't have depth, despite what the idiots who sometimes commentate our games say. Our depth is 4 15-year-olds.
Man, well, I would say there's depth on paper if you say that all the people who are injured are healthy.
Yeah, we have depth in the way that any team that has people on the bench have depth. There are people who can come on.
Yeah, there are people there. Yeah. Rondello played at one point.
I don't know, guys. Look, we know this is going to happen. We are still one of the best teams in the league. We need to get out of our own heads, which is something I can relate to as a person. And I just want to say I'm so thankful that we're still keeping the faith. The 3252 is still loud. You guys are still hanging out with us after each game, because, you know, this would be a lot more depressing if Darren and I were on here talking and there weren't people in the comments. So thank you.
Even more depressing. No, I think no matter what happens, we're going to be here after the game trying to figure out how to have fun, whether it has anything to do with the game or not. This is
and it might be
to kick it.
The only thing I can think of is accepting the offer of the goalie from Houston and doing some cocaine.
I mean, the guy, yeah.
I could bet, if we got to sit down with him one-on-one and I said, hey man, do you party? There's no world in which he wouldn't say yes. You can just see it on his fucking face. The guy snorts stuff. You can just tell.
You know, keepers go behind the goal and they grab. Don't be a child listening to the show. I'm sorry. This show is for adults. I don't know how else to say it.
And we're not condoning drug use. We're just saying we know he does drugs.
There are people who do drugs, is the reality of the situation, and he's clearly one of them.
One of them is a successful professional athlete. It hasn't affected his life. Hopefully he's using test strips. But
you know how keepers go behind the goal and they grab their water bottle? He goes behind the goal and he gets like a shaker. He mixes a cocktail.
All right. I think we're off the rails. This has been fun, despite everything. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I just want to say, Joseph AF says, bump for LA Football Club. Ole. All right. Folks, this is so fun. Thanks for always hanging out. We're recording a preview show for Kansas City and Seattle tomorrow. We'll hopefully have that out Friday morning. And what's cool is we're going to have someone on an interview I'm very excited about. We're going to talk about what roster rule changes could be coming, how the Messi signing went down. Somebody who knows that shit a lot more than us. Thanks for joining us. Darren, what the fuck was that?
It sounds like when I play music, the voice gets muffled. Why don't you repeat what you said before, and we'll cut it out of the recorded version.
I was just saying we're gonna have a cool interview in a few days. We're gonna have a cool interview with a guy who knows a lot about MLS roster rules, what can change, Messi, how that all went down, and why the MLS's rules are so complicated. And we'll hopefully get to that answer in a way that isn't boring or 45 minutes long. So that's what we're hoping for the preview we're recording tomorrow.
That's the goal. Let's see if we do it.
Well, I love you all. Thanks for always hanging out. We'll see you when we see you. I love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I love you. Bye.